Godzilla vs. Kong released this week in theaters and on HBO Max. I wasn't a big fan of the previous film, Godzilla King of the Monsters, but I thought that Kong Skull Island was fantastic. This film was more like Skull Island, making it a much more enjoyable experience. One of the biggest critiques of these monster films is that the human characters get way more screen time than they should, without the proper character development that would make them interesting enough for us to even care about them. Skull Island was able to avoid that problem with better writing for these characters, along with a stellar cast including Tom Hiddleston, Brie Larson, and Samuel L. Jackson. Godzilla vs. Kong has some great actors as well, Brian Tyree Henry's character being the standout, but it largely ignores the people and gives us exactly what we want and what we came here for, and that's two titans fighting on the big screen. I enjoyed every minute of these action scenes. Each fight has its own set piece, taking advantage of the different locales and bending them to work in favor of the fighting styles of each monster. It's truly a visual spectacle, especially the quality of CGI work on display here, and rendering these creatures to look as real as they could possibly be. But one thing kept lingering in my mind. This film would be best experienced in a proper movie theater. Of course, you can go to a theater and see this. The film made so far over 80 million in the Chinese box office and topped off at 9.6 million on its opening day here in the West, making it the most successful film so far of the pandemic era. So people are going to see films again, but still not quite at the capacity they once were. This would have easily been a $200 million opening weekend film if circumstances were different because of its blockbuster nature. Even watching this in a theater now wouldn't compare to the experience you would have previously. This is the type of event film that warrants a packed screening where the crowd is as much a part of the experience as the film itself. And most studios acknowledge this, but because of the current situation, risks are being taken to show these films at home. Take the Marvel Cinematic Universe, for example. Most of us have become accustomed to seeing the Marvel logo run across our television screens due to WandaVision and now Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That logo alone was once solely associated with a theater experience, and Marvel knows this. That's why the announcement of Black Widow being released in theaters and Disney Plus on the same day this summer took as long as it did. It will be interesting to see how that film performs. The reason WandaVision worked so well and had the numbers that it did for Disney Plus is because of the weird and extraordinary nature of the show. It's essentially made for television. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, on the other hand, is more of a run-of-the-mill Marvel property that's based solely on action spectacle with drama infused into the mix, much like the Captain America film trilogy. Black Widow is going to be much more like that than WandaVision. So will audiences watch or even enjoy it for the first time at home? And there are many more franchises like this that have to face that same question and are choosing to play defense by opening in theaters and on streaming. Godzilla vs. Kong seems to be a sign so far that people are willing to venture out and see films again. The film distribution process has always been a gamble, but the last year and a half has increased the chances of failure for studios. So these next few months are going to be pivotal for what the future of the theater experience will be. Streaming has more or less solidified itself as a major player in how we view entertainment, but it seems that the movie theater isn't dead yet. But what do you guys think? Have you seen Godzilla vs. Kong, and are you interested in going to a theater anytime soon? Comment below, like the video, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.